So, hello and welcome to Mandatory Fun Club. I am Maria Rivera. I'm gonna be the GM, and each person may introduce themselves, if you may. I,
Sure. I'm Lowell. Do you want us to do character introductions too, or just ourselves?
well, we'll do character introductions after.
Okay.
Uh,
All right. I'm Lowell.
yeah, it's just um, uh, yeah, and then there's Michael and Sherry.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm Mike.
yeah. So let's start by setting expectations. And there will be the X card, so if you need to call the X card, just do this or say X card or type it in chat. If everyone cool with that?
Yep, that works with
All
me.
right.
Okay.
So for tone, what are what do you guys want to see in this game in terms of setting and tone?
I'm good with classic sort of D&D style fantasy. I don't want. I know Jason loves all of the horror and gore in his fantasy. Uh, I don't think I necessarily want that tonight, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fair. Anyone else?
Looking over the characters briefly, it looks like we have the classic warrior mage rogue kind of setup. So I'm cool with going full classic by the book. I'm good with that.
All right.
All right.
All right, Sherry as well.
Oh no, that sounds perfect to me. I can do classic.
All right. In that case, you may introduce your characters. Starting with Lowell.
So I am Yellow. I am a wizard and human, and I am wearing yellow robes because they fool people because they are yellow is the weakest color, and I try to fool them with that. And I'm a very average wizard, and really wants to be scholarly, like to pretend he's scholarly, but he's only first level, so he really doesn't know anything about much. And he has essentially, when he set himself out, he was told what the basic setup of spells was. His only interesting deviation perhaps is having taken contact spirits instead of something practical. And he has a thing of antitoxins. He thought they were antioxidants, but he took them, and so if anybody gets poisoned, I can handle that. And because he's a human, I get the cleric spell, so I took, surprisingly, Cure Light Wounds in a most original move on my part there. So that is me, Yellow.
All right. Michael, introduce your character.
Sure. I'll be playing Annika Goldthirst. Annika is a halfling thief, and she's a very fine lady, I believe. She dresses very well. She has a bit of a greedy string to her, though. Maybe gets herself in a little bit more trouble than she ought to in pursuit of gold and treasure and loot. She is a halfling, which means that she gets a bonus on damage with ranged weaponry. So she kind of likes to push everybody else to the front when actual badness happens, and she'll stick behind and pick up afterwards. So that's Annika.
All right. And Sherry, what is your character?
My character is Rouge. She's the fighter. She's just back from the Crusades. That's what she calls it. There was some skirmishing on the border. And she needs money, and she'd like to get herself married. So she's going for glory here, okay? She's got eager eyes, kind of wild hair, freckles, but she's built. Her signature weapon is a spear, and it's very pointy. I'd just like to warn anyone. And that's all that I know about her at this point.
You marked sword, by the way.
Oh, did I? Ooh, okay.
Yes.
That was a terrible mistake. I will go and fix that.
Yes. That's fair. Just pointing that out.
No, thank you.
Yes. So, standard dungeon. let's. I assume.
Sure.
So
Sure.
let's start with you're in the dungeon already, and
Okay. Oof.
tell us. Each of you tell me one room you've already been in, and how did you overcome it?
Ooh, interesting. I think their first room we had to deal with was like coming down into the dungeon. Like there was a big bucket that we had to ride down, and we had to figure out how to work the mechanism to lower ourselves in the bucket of doom down into it. And we did it in like the most ungainly fashion. There's clearly like a clever trick to it, but we ended up just like using ropes and pulleys to get ourselves down here. So it wasn't pretty, but it worked.
All
It
right.
did.
So next.
I think that Annika was very graciously deactivated a nice little trap that involved some spears poking up out of the ground. Maybe not quite before a couple people got a little poked, but nothing, terrible. Nothing we couldn't overcome. But Annika was able to kind of devise a method of sticking a certain wrench in a certain hole and managed to put it off for now.
Yeah, it's not going to bite us in the butt later.
It ought to stick. I mean, it looks pretty sturdy.
Sherry.
Well, the good thing is I'm kind of tall, so I was able to lift Annika out of the pit trap that we had all fallen into. Luckily, there was nothing else down there other than a lot of dried leaves and what looked like an old dried up snake. But that was all. So it wasn't too terrible. And I helped to wallow up, but I'm not supposed to tell anyone. So that's what I've got so far.
All right. So
I think we may have bought a map to a kind of an old dungeon. I'm not thinking this is.
yeah, it seems to be like a mostly trap-filled dungeon so far, from what from what we've established, and um, w- uh, there's a. So I'm thinking this dungeon is more uh mechanical dungeon that it's alive and of sorts.
Okay.
So, so let's continue.
Okay.
Right now, you are in the fourth room, or the fourth next segment. So you see a archway, several archways actually, and you see between each archway a swinging pendulum, one of those pendulums of death, basically. And there's several.
Rouge, it's
So
been awful quiet down here, don't you think?
Yeah. Well, you know what, though? So far. And she sort of,
Yes. I figured you were the sort of person who'd like to bring back a severed head of some hideous creature, to show off around town.
and she sort of stops and goes, yes, but not while we are wrestling with the pendulums of death. So where do I need to boost you up to?
Well, hopefully it's nothing so unseemly. Although I do appreciate how you helped me out in that pit.
Yeah. It was helping me too. Don't worry.
This is a little. Yes, I hope you can figure this out. This is a little out of my demands here, unless you want me to magic missile the pendulums into submission.
yeah. So what do you do? There are swinging pendulums of death, classic death trap, and the next visible door is on the other side.
So you said that there's two archways?
There's several, and there's several pendulums in between each archway.
Okay, well, I think as the thief, I might have a move for this. Let
Yes.
me double check that real quick.
I'm pretty sure trap expert fits.
Yeah, Strep Expert. When you spend a moment to survey a dangerous area, roll plus Dex. How would you like us to roll? In Hangouts chat?
Hangouts chat is fine.
Okay, I will do that.
Yes.
Oh, I just realized I did not actually set up my stats, but I gave the +2 to Dex. I'll say that now.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I just
Slash roll 2d6 plus 2. Oh, I'm on my phone on there. It doesn't work on your phone for odd reasons. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, it doesn't.
For those in the
Didn't know
know.
that. That's
Mm.
weird.
Mm. And no one. And what is the rest of you doing while we
So
figure this
I
out?
mean, just to give it context, I think I'm
Oh, you're fine? No? Okay. Oh,
qualifying each of the arch, seeing if there's any.
sorry. You're kind of a bit robot right now. So, can you repeat? Uh, or
Just to fill the air while I navigate to this page.
Woo. We're really losing you there, Michael.
yeah.
Wow. You might want to back out and come back in.
Yeah, I figured.
But a 10.
Ah,
Oh yes.
a 10. Okay, good start.
We couldn't hear your narration, unfortunately, because of your connection. But you have 3 hold, I believe. And
Sorry,
you can
my
spend your hold.
yeah, my Hangouts is doing this weird thing where it keeps switching which device it wants to listen to. Like, so I didn't hear you for a minute.
Yeah. We missed your narration, I think. So
Okay.
you might want to repeat that.
Yeah. So basically, Annika she's examining the different archways, examining the rhythm of the pendulums, listening closely to hear if there's any sort of mechanical whirring or if this is something magical, so to speak. But I got a 10, so I get to hold 3. I know that there is a trap here, but I think the first hold I want to use is simply, what else is hidden here?
When you see the archways, you see writing on it in a dead language. Tell me a bit more about this dead language.
Okay. Well, so I envision that Annika, she's sort of a collector of fine wares and ancient urns and whatnot. So she's a pretty good appraiser. So she might be familiar with the dead language, maybe not able to read it. But seeing as how this is also mechanical here, maybe the ceilings are a little bit low. This might be an old dwarven keep that has been abandoned. So I think this is like dwarvish writing.
All right. Yellow, do you know any Dwarvish? Or Rouge, maybe?
I would not say that I have dwarvish. Certainly not ancient. I have great respect, though, for them.
It's all right. I took Kuzdal as an elective. It was a secondary, but did one semester of that at Wizard Trade School. So believe me, I know everything there is to know about Dwarvish that would be into the thing. So I will, of course, examine this and see if I can understand this I'll quietly pull out my little primer, flicking the pages so they don't see. I have to look things up. What can I tell?
It says, um, pass through this archway and you shall be safe. Basically.
Are you sure you translated that correctly? Yellow, this is looking a little unsafe.
I think that maybe the dwarves. They are a clever folk. So I would say that one of us should just simply walk through, and I'm sure no harm will come.
Well, if you are so positive about your translation, I don't think it would be out of the realm of possibility for you to volunteer for this task.
Certainly not outside the realm of possibility. And in fact, right. I think that's probably what I suspected was going to happen to me. Unless the fighter...
All right. And she sort of stops and she goes, okay, but you got to hold my spear because I don't want that to get all dinged up, okay?
Okay.
Well, all right.
My lord.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Significantly heavier and pointier than I thought it was.
Perhaps I was being a little cavalier. I mean, I think that is a good clue. Maybe we should inspect this a little bit further. I pull out like a little feathered fan, and I'm gonna go up to the trap to see if the pendulum will slice my fan. So I'm gonna spend another one of my hold to ask, is there a trap here, and if so, what activates it?
When you put the feather through the this archway, you see the feather starts disappearing once it goes through a certain portion of it.
Oh. Well, and when I pull it back, it's still whole, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't know, Yellow. Maybe you're not as rusty as you thought.
Wow, that's pretty impressive.
I knew it. I knew it all along. Knew it.
This is going to turn out great, guys. This is going to be great.
Yeah, certainly. But I might still be good if I watch your backs as we travel through these tunnels.
So you sure my spear's going to be okay?
I got it. It's a little unwieldy, but fair enough.
Okay. I'll take a step through.
All right. As you walk through the archway, you see, as you approach it, and then you go through, on the other side, there's a wall in front of you.
Okay. I bump into it, or it's just 6 feet away?
It's just 6 feet away, yeah.
And she stops by, and then you see her arm come back through, and she goes, I take the spear now.
Oh, here you go.
Okay.
The walls...
It's safe.
The walls are all metal.
Ooh. Oh, guys, it's like we're going to get into a big, I don't know, someone's... Oven? Yeah. Awesome. Except it's not hot yet. It's all metal in here.
And I'll kind of step into and start knocking on walls oh, this is a rather fine brass, if I might say so myself.
I'll come in.
What does that mean? Does it mean that we're going to the treasure?
Ooh.
Well, you'd have to have a full dwarven mining crew, I believe, unfortunately, to take this treasure out of here. And, well, that's just not the sort of business I'm in.
That seems spurious.
Once you once the last of you, which I believe is Yellow, walks inside this area, yes, you see that all sides are just flat metal walls.
Oh, wait, can we go back through? I tink it with my shield.
No.
Oh, so now we're trapped in the box.
Oh, wow. I wasn't expecting this, guys.
Huh.
Well, final hold to spend. I'll ask, what does the trap do when activated? Although it might be a little too late.
Um, pass through this archway and you will be safe.
We're in a safe. Oh my goodness.
Oh, it's
Those
like we're a
crafty
treasure.
dwarves.
Oh, I see. That was a noun, not an adjective. I'm sorry. I couldn't. I didn't. Hold on. Let me re-diagram that dwarven sentence here.
TPK in 30 minutes, Maria. Well done. I think that's
No, they're not TPK. There's
So can you get us out of here?
You see, after inspecting for a while, that there are indeed doors. It's just they're not moving.
Really well sealed.
Well, if there's anything I know, it's about safe cracking.
Oh, it is?
Oh,
I've never
my.
had to crack one from the inside out, though. You'd think that they would put a little lock on the inside to make it easier for you, but I might have to take a look around and see what I could possibly do here.
If it needs stabbing, I'm here to help you.
Of course, Rouge. I keep that in mind at all times. Yeah, so like you said there's like doors, like do they have locks or how do we know that they're doors?
They have locks.
On the inside as well.
It's kind of like it's not like an actual lock. It's just a lock embedded in the wall. So you can see that
Like a mechanism.
Yes, there's a mechanism that opens somewhere.
Oh, is it like a puzzle? Sometimes if you punch at a puzzle for a while, it'll open.
No, don't punch the puzzle.
Okay.
Yes.
Let Miss Goldthirst have an examination of it, see if she can unlock the
So
mechanism.
look at another move that Miss Goldthirst has tricks to the trade. Things to scraps and whatnot. So should I roll again to see how it goes?
Yes. Go ahead.
Okay. My luck will continue. Ooh, only an 8.
What does that do on an 8?
And it has switched my headphones again every time I leave the tab. Let me change that back. Okay, now I can hear all of your lovely voices again.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, so 8. On a 7 to 9, you still do it, but the GM will offer you 2 options between suspicion, danger, or cost.
You see that as you're tinkering with it, you hear scratching on the walls. And
Can you repeat that? I hear what?
as you pick the lock, you hear screeching on the walls.
Screeching on the walls.
Ooh.
Okay.
And you hear whispers.
Ew.
Offering?
Not
Is
an
this an
offering.
offering?
Cool. Offering involves giving up something among my possessions. Ooh. I don't think I agree to that.
So it's either that, and you see the as you no offering, and the scratching grows louder, and the walls seem to move a little bit.
Ooh.
I'm going to put my shield out and consider the fact that perhaps an offering of my spear tip is exactly what's going to be required here.
That's why I like you, Rouge.
Yes, I have a certain pragmatism.
All right.
Let's see what happens.
Do you just like stick it like through the lockpick hole?
Yeah, I'm kind of like right there. Like as soon as something wedges, I'm just gonna go up there.
So the back wall, the one where the back wall suddenly grows arms and a face.
Oh,
Not human face, a monstrous face.
really? That makes it so much easier to stab.
And
Mimic.
it will. And
It does have some moral compulsions.
it seems like it's going to pop out of the wall more so at any moment. What do you do?
I level my spear right at its eye. If it does any popping, I'm going to pop its eye. How's that?
All right, give me a hack and slash.
Okay. Ooh, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'll roll some dice.
It's plus strength.
Good.
So
I can do that. So, and when you roll 2d6, is it just slash 2d6?
slash
Or is it
roll.
Okay, sorry. Hadn't used that before.
And it's a 7.
Okay.
All right. So you stab at it. Let me figure out an appropriate. You stab at it, and it lets out a screech, but it slashes at you. Let me look at.
Now, if I have +2 piercing, does that change anything?
Oh yeah, it depends on its armor.
Okay.
Roll your damage.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to be very annoying. Is it a 2d6?
No, it's your damage die plus whatever. If you have your signature weapon, it's
Okay.
whatever bonuses it gives you.
Okay. Quick. I haven't, like I said, I haven't done this before, so
That's fair.
that's. I have a spear, and it has a +2 piercing, and it's precise, so I won't hurt anyone else. But I don't know what the damage dice are. In my book, I didn't see that. So, does anyone know offhand what the damage would be?
I believe it's a D10 for a fighter.
Oh, God, is it on my sheet there and I just didn't see it?
Yeah, if you look at damage, it says D10 on there.
Yeah, it's D10.
Okay. I roll an 8, and if the piercing counts, that's another 2.
Yeah, and so you put for enhancements it says hooks and spikes and sharp. Do you mean to put sharp and perfectly weighted?
Yes, I meant to put sharp +2 piercing and precise, which is perfectly weighted. Yes. I'm sorry.
All right, just making sure.
Yeah.
Which gives you the option to roll with dex. That's what precise does. Do you want to
Change that.
change the attribute or the enhancement since you now know that? Since I'm gonna suggest, yeah.
Were you thinking like that would be like a critical strike kind of thing?
I was thinking it would make sure that I'd never hit you guys, because that's what it means in a lot of other systems. So precise, I apologize.
Yeah, that's fine. I can. Yeah, precise in Dungeon World means that you can use dex to, or it's not really clear in the book if it's mandatory to use dex, but
okay.
I'll let you choose another enhancement since I know you didn't know that.
Okay. Well, how about, let's see here. How about versatile? So if we get stuck in really close quarters, it's not a problem. I can just, what do you say, telescope the back part of the handle. So it can be a little bit shorter weapon.
That's good to me.
Okay.
That sounds good to me.
So one thing I really like about Dungeon World's fighter is that like they have their unique weapon that's like a very like this is a unique thing. Like this is like your special weapon. So I would really like to hear what like Rouge's unique weapon looks like.
Well, You know, the thing is it's got a really, really sharp spear, but there's a part of it that looks a lot like the bamboo fishing pole that your grandfather uses. And it's that sort of thing of, you can tell that there must be a steel shaft that's run through there, at least for the 2/3 part of it. But that upper part where her handle is wrapped definitely telescopes down. And it is not fancy looking at all. It looks like it's pretty much, it's meant to do what it does, and she's just got it set up so it's easier to pack and carry.
All right, that's fair. Did you roll your damage?
I did. I
Oh.
rolled an 8, and then I had the +2 for piercing, so that would give me a 10.
Well, it's the piercing. It just makes it ignore 2 points of armor. So
Oh, awesome. Then it's just 8.
it's your state. So it's going to slash at you as established. Give me a D10 plus 1.
I'm rolling quite well, so it gets an 8 as well.
It's damage done against you this time, though.
Okay. So I have 2 armor, so I guess I take 6, right?
Correct.
All right.
All right.
Dang it.
So, Yellow, you see this going on. What has?
I cast magic missile.
All right. So. All right.
All right. So I'm going to roll with int on that. This isn't pretty. This is me kind of freaking out because I'm trapped in a box with this thing,
Yes.
and I'm not digging it. So this is 2d6 plus 2 for my int. I get an 11.
You do mighty fine. Roll your damage.
Okay, slash.
And that kills it. And tell us. Well, no, you blow up. You basically blow up the wall at that point. With so the monster is gone, and there's an opening now where the magic missiles hit. What do you do?
Whew, that was a lot more effective than was at school. Okay.
Well, clearly in this place, you just got to hit everything with magic, okay? So
Wait,
you
no.
go first.
I didn't think it would smell so strongly of sulfur. Oh, crap.
That's the physical component. I'll poke my head out of the hole.
All right. It seems to be back at the dungeon.
Oh, I think we're back in here. But there might be more traps. So how about you go first, Lady Gold Digger? Sorry, Gold Thirst.
Well, you know, I tried that nickname for a while, but I found it actually had some connotations that I had not intended. So yeah, I'll gently step forth with my little nimble feet and kind of examine the new area that we find ourselves in.
You see, it's a corridor that goes left and right. And on the left, there's seems to be a kitchen area, and on the right, there's a dining hall.
Ooh, dwarven chef tools could sell for a pretty penny where we come from.
Yes, and their silverware is quite fine as well. I wouldn't mind snagging a couple goblets myself.
Let us examine the kitchen.
All
Are
right.
you hungry already, Yellow?
No. I mean, like a good saucier pan with a nice handle, especially with like a double clad, or maybe a dwarven double boiler.
Ooh,
Yeah,
maybe
though, I
find
do
something to
not
put in my
know.
hope chest. That would be awesome.
Yes.
Yes, because she wants to get married. That's so sweet.
So, so let's start. I want you guys to tell me something that's different about dwarves in this world. Let's start with Rouge.
Okay. I think that one of the things is that, let's see here, is that as they grow older, they actually, like when they're young, they're actually almost human sized, but they get smaller as they get older, but they also get stronger. So there's a sort of thing, there's an idea about them getting sort of more compact and dense and more dwarvy as they get older.
Cool. All right. Anika? Anika? Anika.
Yes, Annika believes that dwarves, at least she's been told, subsist entirely on a fungal diet. Mushrooms, mildew, molds, spores. That is the basis of their culinary cuisine. So, they have to get kind of creative when, they're serving lichen for the 4th time this week, So I bet they would have some very interesting contraptions in the kitchen for such a thing.
Juicers.
Yellow.
I picture that actually to play on what you said, Annika, that because they have these incredibly sort of unpleasant, sort of very strong, earthy tasting foodstuffs, that they, and also because as they get older, they get more compact and probably their taste buds get more dense. They have these incredible arrays of spices that they use and they have curries and they've got chili powders and they've got different kinds of salts and that kind of thing. That dwarven cuisine is crazy spicy to anyone who's not a dwarf.
Oh my god. That's all good. So you go to the kitchen, correct?
Yes.
You see these huge cleavers on the hanging from the rack, and you see a big pot of mushrooms.
Ooh. Wait. So
And
like there's dwarves here?
not in sight.
Ooh.
Are those cleavers dwarf size or the size like would be for something larger than a dwarf?
Something larger than a dwarf. But
Ooh.
remember though.
They do get bigger, young ones.
No, they get
smaller, but
get
stronger.
Oh, so they can haul that around. Well, I will tell you, dwarven cinnamon will fetch a pretty penny if we can find it. So you guys keep your eyes out. I'm going to ransack the shelves.
All right.
You find a different array of spices, yes.
Ooh.
It seems, however, that this kitchen, as you examine it, it's been in use recently.
I have a feeling that it's not as quiet in here as we might have thought beforehand. I hope we haven't rung any doorbells on our way in.
You mean when we blew open that wall?
Well, I wasn't going to call you out on the carpet, Yellow, but I mean, it's possible. I just think
I know.
a good idea to stick to the shadows.
Or
I'm in a yellow robe. There's no sticking to the shadows for me, sir. Ma'am. M'lady. M'lady.
I think what we need to do is find a housewarming gift. Hostess gift.
We're back to that offering business, and I just, maybe I'm just not a very good gift giver. I never really know what people want. I'm more of a person who, it's easy to make a wish list, harder to. I'm joking on. Sorry.
Actually, that kind of worries me. Did we murder a dwarf when we killed that monster? I've never.
No, that was not a dwarf.
Oh, thank goodness.
Oh, good.
Okay. She does have a little heart attack there for a moment.
Let's just pretend we don't know anybody's here. We take some of the more valuable spices, and if someone catches us, we'll play coy.
You hear footsteps.
Like now, we're going to be playing coy right now.
Coy. Yeah, it's like your last name.
All right. And they seem very small
Really?
but heavy.
Oh my god! I hope this isn't like a really ancient dwarf, so he's like this tall.
Yes,
Oh
that's
god!
exactly what it is.
Oh shit!
You see this dwarf, and you hear this dwarf coming from the door on the other side of the kitchen.
Okay. Quick, I
It is
guess.
a tiny door, though. It is very small, so you can guess what this was made for.
Oh no. We're like, hello, anyone home? Sarah.
So as Rouge is doing that, Annika has kind of stepped back a little bit. As a halfling, I think she might be just small enough to fit into a cupboard, hopefully, is her
Alright.
desire.
So you're going to hide.
Yes. You can be the welcoming party. I will be in here powdering my nose.
Not with this curry powder.
Achoo!
Do you think that is defied in your int? No, sorry, not int. Dex.
Yeah, it definitely could be if she's trying to, not clatter any pans as she's crawling into this tight little space.
Go ahead.
If you think this is a dangerous situation.
There's a dwarf coming, and you're climbing onto the pen and onto the onto his stuff or her stuff. So go ahead, give me that roll.
Ooh.
What did you roll?
A failure from me. Let me rejigger my headphones. Oh no, it's working. Yes, that's a 6.
All right. You see the door open. The rest of you see the door open, and you see this ancient dwarf, meaning
I've
like
lost sound.
Lowell said. Sorry, not Lowell. Yellow said. It's this big,
Sorry.
and he is looking at the halfling that is half inside the cupboard.
Oh, there, it just came back. Sorry, I lost sound for a second. Could you...
Ah,
I
you're
saw some hand motions and some dwarves, and I'm in trouble. But
yeah, the one dwarf sees you getting inside or half inside the cupboards, and oi, what are you doing here?
Oh, excuse my cousin. She's very shy. She heard you coming. We were sent here and told that you needed some help.
Help with
But
what?
it's pest control, something like that.
So what was the reason you went to this dungeon again?
We were going to get rich. We got a postcard in the mail.
we subscribed to a newsletter.
Yeah.
Yes.
Might have
We
been
paid a little
some
bit of money
bug-
for a map. We sent away for a map.
Yeah.
All right. So,
Getting some sea monkeys.
best? What do you mean by best?
And I go, well, here, let me show you the ad, and I'll get the one out here. And so you see, they said that we're supposed to come here, and she sort of turns it around and says, and take care of some monsters at this place. Look, this is definitely your address, and she puts it out there, the little map thing.
Well,
I mean, did you send for that?
no.
Are you sure you haven't forgotten? I mean, it may have taken them a little while to get around to it. They seem to be very busy.
Yellow, I don't think they're buying it.
Hang on. Let it work. Let it work its magic.
This flyer. It said that. Uh,
I mean, it did suggest that you would pay well, so we were hopeful, of course.
I did not send this, first of all.
Well,
So
no.
I don't know. I don't know who thought that this was some sort of get rich quick scheme for murdering and pillaging my home.
Well, there's been no
Yellow.
murders. I
I
said,
really don't think they're buying it now, Yellow.
we were just expecting, a standard extermination job.
Perhaps there is something you need done while we're here.
Yeah.
I mean, a task that we could assist with. We have specialized skills, and I'll hold out my hand. My name is Yellow.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. I'm Rouge, and I bow sort of low. I still, like, if my knees are even higher than he is, but still.
I kind of fall out of this cupboard with like a couple pots and pans and clanging around. And hi, I'm Monica. Yes, Monica the Graceful.
I'm Barley.
I will see if he will shake my hand.
He has a strong shake.
All right.
He shakes your finger. He shakes your
Ouch.
finger.
Yes.
And it hurts.
That's the point at which I cast Charm Person.
All right.
Oh.
And give me a roll.
This could go very, very badly, or very, very well. Come on. That's a 7, so it will work, but I will lose the spell.
All right. And he says, "Oh, there's something I need help with.
Oh, great, Barley.
Excellent.
There's something in the basement.
Ooh,
Uh,
basements.
I don't. Has been. It's been sealed for a while. It's been passed on from my down my family for generations, and I don't know what it is. You seem like you might figure out what it is. So
We'll go
yes,
take a look at that.
Yeah, we'll take a look and give you an estimate. How about that?
that's fair.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. And he leads you through his home, practical but fancy dwarf place.
Very well appointed.
Yes.
And well, he sees the hole on the wall, but it's like the security didn't work.
We'll get that.
So you go down to the basement, and he pulls out this chest or coffin. You're not sure which one it is.
Okay.
It's either a sarcophagus or a big chest.
Okay. And I wait, and we're like, okay.
And as you can see, and then he tries to push the top open. I can't push it open. I don't know what opens it.
Ooh.
Oh,
Hmm.
that's mysterious. Is it magic?
I believe so.
I will look at it. I say, allow me. I am a fully trained and certified mage. Well, not a mage, but a wizard. I only have a wizard skill training. I don't have the mage package yet. So, but yes, allow me to examine this.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, I do a lot of, ooh, oh yes, I've been taught how to do the fancy handwork to distract. I will attempt to analyze it. What would you like me to roll with that?
Discern realities.
Okay, is that int or is that wisdom?
Wisdom.
Oh, wisdom. Let's see. Hey, I'm not the worst. Let's see, roll 2d6 plus 1.
Ooh, you did well.
Ah.
You're- Do you have the list of of questions you want to
Oh,
ask?
let me pull that up. It's on the moves tab, isn't it? Okay, let me pull that up.
Yes.
All right. I will say, what here with this is not what it appears to be.
The sarcophagus is actually a sarcophagus, but you feel like there's some planar magic inside
Ooh.
All right. Um,
with your wizard senses. I
wizard
assume
senses. Yes,
wizards.
I checked that in my little dowsing rod. What here is useful or valuable to me?
Um, the um the sarcophagus itself is made of gold and other precious metals and stones.
Okay. And I guess if I'm trying to figure out how to open it, what should I be on the lookout for is probably the question that's closest to that.
Uh, Probably another some sort of magic key or magic incantation. It seems to be locked magically, is what I'm saying as well.
Oh, okay. I'll say uh, uh, maybe down in this basement you mentioned there might be a key or an incantation or some sort of thing like that we might be able to use to open this box, which does seem to be planar magic in nature.
Woo! That's major.
What do you think, Barley?
There's. I've heard stories of a key,
Ooh, oh, yes,
but
yes,
I
go on.
don't have it.
Where might it be, you think? What kind of stories have you heard? How can we help you with this?
There, the key is kept by. Uh, it's. Uh, and this elf lady, she told me a while back that that there was a key connected to the box, but she didn't. She she said to that it didn't open it, but I'm guessing she's lying. I suppose.
Elves are untrustworthy folk. I hate to say it, but it seems to be the case.
About how long ago was this?
About a year.
Oh, so pretty recent.
Yeah.
All right. Wait, dwarf years aren't different than human years, are they?
They're well. It's even shorter amount of time, I guess,
Oh, really?
for them
Okay.
because they live older. They live longer.
Right.
So, Mr. Barley, remind me again. This box, it's causing you trouble? What's the reason why you need it opened?
I was curious.
That sounds like a good reason.
Fair enough.
Well, what is your estimate for curiosity, Rouge? What do you think we should charge for such?
So let's see here. We have an ancient sarcophagus full of planar magic, and an elven key holder who seems to have discouraged anyone from opening the box. So we either have something incredibly valuable in here, or we have a world-threatening evil. I don't know which. I'm thinking it's got to be at least 10 gold.
Only 10.
Yes, Rouge.
Good point. Good point. But well, let's see now. Was this down in the basement that Barley mentioned? This sarcophagus, is that where he brought us to, or is this basement still down below?
Oh, that's the sarcophagus is in the basement.
Okay. Well, how about while Rouge is doing that conversation with Barley, I look at our Annika and I make my, hey, why don't you look around here and see if you can find anything? Very subtly.
What thinking? Because Annika already tried lifting the box and found it was way too heavy to carry out. So,
Yeah, it's heavy.
Rouge, on the other hand, is being very helpful by talking louder and slower to the really old dwarf.
All right.
I'll try to slink away and kind of look around a little bit more in this basement. One eye is always out for treasure, but the other eye is kind of out for clues.
You see different boxes of that aren't of unimportance. As in unimportant. They are
There's like
not.
a wooden box and an iron box they just collect boxes.
And you see this painting of an elven lady. Now I'm gonna ask each of you, what is different about the elves in this world? Let's start with Yellow.
Oh, that's tough.
Or whoever wants to start.
I think they're super into piercing, like to that point where you kind of go, "Whoa, okay, that might be a little too far." But with all kinds of like symbology and different metals and ornate carvings and all kinds of fancy bits and things like that, which makes them very susceptible to lightning and magnetic attacks.
Yow, 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 yow.
Who wants to go next?
So I like the idea, with this planar magic angle, right? That elves themselves are like not from this earth or this plane, like they come from another plane, and either they're stuck here or they're just hanging out here for a while.
And Rouge?
I think that essentially one of the things is because they aren't from here, their senses really aren't built for this world. So they do sort of extreme things like piercings and stuff just so they can feel what's going on. Their physicality actually goes back through maybe a different dimension than we have any sense of. But since they're kind of part of them is caught here, they do a lot of things that like they really, the reason it was that the dwarf was probably here visiting the elf was visiting dwarves was probably trying to get hold of some of the spices. So anything that is like an incredibly extreme sensation is attractive to them and gives them status.
All right. That's fair. You see this painting of an elf lady.
Well, this isn't a box. Is it? And I kind of like look to see if there's like hinges. It's just a painting, right?
It looks, it gives you a feeling of uncanny valley, definitely, but it's a portrait.
Oh, it's a little too realistic. Oh. Well, perhaps that this. I remember Barley droning on about some elven woman. Maybe this is her. Are there any details about her that, or is she holding a key or anything about her person?
And you hear this. Please don't open the box. And you hear it from the painting. And yes, it moves.
I think I was almost like kind of like ruffling through her like skirt or something, so to speak, like looking at a closer detail. I'm like, pardon me. Um, you're a painting.
No, I'm an elf.
Ah, I'm afraid I'm at a bit of an impasse here. I'm pretty certain that you are a painting.
She then suddenly the uh the woman jumps out of the painting into a full-sized elf. It's really weird how she
I
does it,
stand
but
corrected.
and Barley's like, "Whoa, you're here?"
And I'm like, whoa. All right. So does Barley seem at all disaccommodated by this? Like, is he upset?
He's confused.
Okay. Well, he is kind of old, but so, but I will turn on her. Excuse me. Are you holding one of Barley's keys?
Yes, I have the key, but I wouldn't open that box if I were you.
Now, opening this box will earn us a good solid 10 gold coins.
On the other hand, you're being
Only
cryptic is
10?
priceless.
You're going to have to offer us a very convincing argument to not try to open this box.
Even an argument.
How much do you value your lives?
More than 10 gold. Go on.
I pull out like a little
Go
like a
inside
ledger
the.
book.
If
It's
you
like,
open the
10,
box,
20.
if you open the box, you will lose your life. Pretty much.
Can you pretty much. Now, see, pretty much leaves a lot of wiggle room in the whole supernatural. Madam Elf. You are, madam?
Yes.
Okay, all right, thank you. So can you maybe tell us what is in the box so that we can walk away and go, why didn't we listen to the elf? We should have from the start. Perhaps you
Exactly.
could.
And also, we could put a note on it to remind Barley why he shouldn't open it.
Yes.
Curiosity sated.
It's a portal to the Nether Planes.
Oh,
That's all I want.
Okay.
That's all I'm allowed to say about it.
All right. Well, that is
Saying it's an
disappointing for us.
yes.
However, all of you know that there's treasure in the Nether Planes.
Oh,
Like really good treasure.
with like really bad monsters, right?
Yeah.
So we all kind of look at it.
Ugh.
So, like, whereabouts in the Nether Plains does it open up?
I'm not at liberty to say.
Ooh, okay. So let me get this straight. You're an elven painting woman who remains here to watch over this treasure chest that is in the capacity of an ancient and somewhat absent-minded dwarf.
Yes.
Okay.
That means you've been hanging out
This
here
does
for
not
about a
seem like
year.
this system to secure a location, but far be it from me to bring that up. I've seen stranger things, women throwing swords out as the way to determine governments, so we can go with that. We are, however, treasure hunters, and Barley here is asked to see what's inside the box. So I think we're going to have to open it.
Fine by me, I guess. If you want to throw your life away, go ahead. She gives you the key.
Whoa, okay.
Just
Well,
give the key to
let
Barley
it
and ask him to close it immediately after you go in.
Well, that doesn't seem like a great idea for us.
how would we get back?
You're gonna have to find another way out because I'm not risking, having demons pop up in this realm. So
I have an idea. And I turn to Barley and I go, "You're really good at metal things, right?" Can you make a copy of the key?
The key is magic.
Oh,
Oh,
Right. All right. Team huddle.
okay.
Team huddle. Let's control incorporated. So we're literally like swarmed over here.
so
Various heights, so my arms are kind of up here.
so here's
Okay.
the thing. Here's the thing. We've got a magic key that we can go and sell. So I say, and I grab that cinnamon. You probably grab some other spices. I say we get out of here, hock the key, and we've made some money on this one.
Yes, the key is quite valuable. Yes. But let me appeal to you two on a different level. Yeah,
On a different plane.
different plane, if you will. You're so clever.
I am.
And you love exploring the curiosities of magic, don't you? Wouldn't you consider yourself a rather curious person?
I do, and I am. You read me like a book.
Okay. And Rouge, perhaps the issue is that you're simply too big of a fish for this small pond. If you're truly searching for a worthwhile mate, maybe you should expand your dating pool, perhaps to all the dimensions. Who knows what sort of people might be out there for you?
Got some pretty crazy kink going on, lady, but okay. Let's say what if.
And if we happen, trip over a very fine planar piece of treasure along the way, well, that's just icing on the cake, of course. So I don't know. What do you folks think? Should we go and sell spices to some old bard and live a meager life in a castle made of rocks, or should we go to the land of crystal castles and sand that is strangely
Well, scour
colored?
the flesh away from your bones. That's what I've heard. And it's like
There's that too. and demons, yes.
demons. Yeah, I mean it'd be pretty fun to stab a couple of those. No doubt about it.
Oh, of course, yes. That is a good thing, right? That is not a weakness. That's on the pro list. Okay.
Exactly.
Yes. I mean, and certainly, all of your thiefly skills with traps and small weapons will certainly serve you well as we fight demons on the outer planes where there are no other humans and you can't disguise yourself. That sounds like a great plan.
Yeah. Also, I heard they have a lot of tentacles.
Yes.
Now hold on. I was supposed to be
That's
the
that
one
whole kink thing
convincing
you were talking about.
I was supposed to be the one convincing you all to go, not you convincing me to stay.
Wait.
How the tables have turned. Well, I'm sure we'll figure it out along the way.
Well, should we just take a peek? I mean, Barley wants to see too, don't you, Barley? She turns around.
What?
I think we've probably
you
been
wanna
speaking
see
loudly
what's
enough
in
that
there?
they
Yeah,
know what we're saying.
I want to see what's in there.
Okay, so do you know anything about the netherworld?
Nope.
Well, we're going to find out.
Me neither.
All right.
We're just going to take a peek.
right.
Hold on. What's the worst that can happen?
That could happen.
And let's take a 5-minute break here.
That's a good one.
Yay.
All right.
Excellent.
Awesome.
See you in 5.
ERB. I'm back, by the way, but I think I'm going to turn off my camera while I eat my snack, so as not to have anything weird on recording.
Makes sense. Let's see. Oh. Mhm.
I could have turned those back on. I did not.
All right. We have everyone back, right? All right. Let's continue. So, um, you have the key, and you open the box, correct?
Yes.
Yes. It opens.
Okay.
It starts opening more.
I'll kind of keep my hand on it, try to keep it from getting too far open so we can peek in and not have it fly open like Pandora's box and all the screaming things come shooting out at us.
It's a bit hard to keep it not opening. It
Rouge,
seems.
maybe you on this side here.
I will definitely help. I got it on the other side. All
You
right,
and
come on,
Barley.
Barley.
Barley Barley helps you keep it. You feel like pressure trying to open further, and it's pushing definitely. On the
Annika's holding on to the rim, but she's a little short, so her feet are off the ground.
Please don't fall in.
It's like eye
It
level right
is-
now with the inside of the sarcophagus. Like, oh.
it looks like a checkered floor.
Like a checkerboard floor, you said?
like a like a black and white tiles in the floor of a few feet down, farther than what it uh
I
than
don't know what I was
the
expecting,
floor.
but I wasn't expecting a floor.
But it is bigger on the inside than it is on the out.
Yes.
I will drop a antitoxin vial, since it's one of the things I have to spare, in there to see what happens.
Oh, that's a good
It
idea.
it reaches the bottom. It cracks because it's because you basically dropped it. So you mark that antitoxin off,
Yes.
or one use if it's in uses. I'm
Mhm.
not I'm not sure. And yeah, it doesn't seem to be that far off that it would be harmful. It's just you lost an antitoxin testing it.
Okay.
So, not reacting to something inanimate.
I will climb in, keeping my fingertips on the edge of the sarcophagus. Don't slam them. Keep it sort of open. I'm just going to take a closer look.
Okay. I'll hold on to her cape.
Yes. All right. So basically, you're going down. It looks like a beautiful hall. It's but it's empty.
No demons
There's a
or extraplanar gobbledygooks.
there's a door on as a set of oaken double doors on one side.
I will think I'll just climb back out.
Mhm.
I'll say,
All right.
I don't know what you're so worried about, Madam Elf. It's just a hallway.
Here, look. Come and look.
All right. And she doesn't come, but Barley is looking, and yeah, as far as you know, it's just a hallway.
Yeah, we're telling you.
We could probably let go of the lid now.
You think?
The lid keeps opening.
Yeah.
Actually, aren't our muscles getting tired yet, Rouge?
Well, of course, but I don't want to be the. Well, it just seems like we got to decide, right? Are we going through?
I say we go.
Still. Okay.
Here's my vote.
This is crazy times. Do you want to go too, Barley? You're welcome to accompany us.
I'm fine.
Okay. Hey, I got a thing.
He's a very moderate fellow. His curiosity only goes so far.
How about this? We'll work out a secret knock, right? If we come back and we knock on the sarcophagus, will you let us in?
Sure.
Okay. What's your secret knock that you like to use? Because I don't want it to be one that you're going to forget.
3 knocks.
Okay.
Okay. So we're going to go, and we're ready to come back with a bunch of treasure and to tell you the stories of all the stuff that's in there. We'll knock 3 times. Okay?
All right.
Oh, wait.
Yes.
We better put a sign on here, Barley, so you remember, okay?
All right.
All right.
I'll turn
I'll
to
have
the elf.
Yellow make a sign in Dwarven.
You'll be sticking around, won't you? You'll keep an ear out in that painting?
The elf went back to the painting, yes.
Oh, I turned to talk to her. She's already in the painting. Like,
She's a little passive aggressive.
Well,
Yeah.
be cooped up in a painting for an entire year. I have a feeling your social skills might start to wane.
All right.
It's true. I have I'll make a sign to remind Barley of what we're up to and say, we'll be back pretty quick, I bet. We're just going to find some treasure, scope things out. We'll be right back.
All right. So you go in.
2-3 years tops. I mean, right back.
Just have a nice cup of cocoa and wait for us. That's what I'm thinking.
Yes. All right. So you go in.
Does anything strange happen as the lid opens further? Is it just kind of like
It just opens completely, and you go in, and yeah, you are now in this hall, massive hall, beautiful, and a set of double doors, and it's oaken. It's
Okay, let's go.
rather, and you open the double doors, and there's no danger here, so well, yet.
Good.
I suppose. I suppose. You do open the doors, right?
Yeah.
And you see a hallway with a bunch of statues in different poses.
Oh. Statues of what?
Faceless humans.
Ugh.
All right.
They're
It's
just unfinished.
It's abstract-ish. It's just
Okay.
a humanoid.
All right, it doesn't look like they had faces and they were scrubbed off or anything, right?
No, it's just sculptures of
Mannequins.
yeah, basically mannequins.
Okay.
All right. And on the end of the hallway, you see a big throne. And you see this a woman with led with different with a pair of spiders on each side of her. On each side of the throne, at least.
Okay.
Okay.
And
let me handle this one. This seems to be a woman of taste.
Oh, okay.
She's a very discriminating spider handler. Okay, go ahead.
Yes. Well, you know.
Oh yeah, the spiders are huge spiders. Like
Oh, yeah.
and the woman herself, pale, black eyes, just pitch black eyes, and
So I
uh,
will
um, hair that
stride
is
up to
as
the. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
sorry, and hair that is as dark as the night sky.
Ooh, okay.
All right,
I
and she's
will.
looking at you. You think
Yeah,
because of her eyes. All
I think so. I'll
right.
stride up, looking like a noble, posh woman, and I'll. Greetings, my lady. We have come from another plane of existence to explore these lands. um, tell us, where are we?
Ah, welcome to my palace. My name is. Let me figure out. My name is Lady Wolfaris.
Oh, my lady, it is a pleasure to meet you. My name is Annika, and these are my compatriots, Rouge and Yellow. And let me say, this is a rather fine palace you have here. Tell me, my lady, are you accustomed to welcoming guests from other planes of reality? Is this a common occurrence for you? I don't mean to catch you off guard.
Uh, this is odd because I asked someone to. Never mind. They, I asked someone to keep the doors locked, but no, but I'm sure I can take advantage of this. What are you here for?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
What are you here for?
Oh, well, it's just a sort of general adventuring spirit we all share. It's hard to say, we like traveling, I guess you could say. I hate to barge into your palace without, knocking, so to speak, especially seeing as how the door was locked originally. Uh, Perhaps we could make it up to you as I look at these kind of hungry spider
Yes.
things with their slavering fangs or whatever.
All right. You can make yourselves useful around here. There's a few jobs I have for you.
Oh, that would be wonderful. And I would only ask that we would be compensated with, um, perhaps some advice for, interacting with this land, wherever we are. So, can you tell us a little bit more about your kingdom?
Oh, you see, there's no need for you to know that.
Uh, all right. Well,
You'll be in this palace for most of what remains of your life.
so I turn to my compatriots and I say, "Oh, yes, that's so cool. This plane of existence is a palace. There's going to be so much treasure here.
We're both standing there with our
It's been
arms
our whole
crossed,
lives.
like
Mhm.
What a truly magnificent castle that you would have so many rooms that it would take so long to explore all of it."
All right.
I,
Here's the thing.
I'm
I'm gonna have
yeah, I'm taking small steps backwards. Just as this is going on,
I
tiny
have
little micro steps.
I have some guests coming soon. I would like you to be the main event, main course. Pick whatever you want to be.
Oh, well,
Not course.
it's true. We are very entertaining, I bet, hearing stories from our world. I'm sure people would love to chat, and we'd love to hear about their stories. Yes, the main
And
discourse, yes.
and I lean over at this point and I say to Yellow, so she didn't. So she had the elf try to keep people from coming in? What is she scared of?
I don't know, but I kind of don't like the way this conversation is going, and I can't really tell whether Annika is in on it or in it or what is going on. But
Let's put it down to overconfidence and take advantage. I think I can run faster than her.
You see Annika's eyes are almost glazed over and like reflecting the gold of all the different like
Yes.
different urns and whatnot.
Alright. You seem
good.
interesting people. I will. You shall play in this improvisational theater. Let's just say.
Oh, well, when do your
Yes,
guests
and?
arrive?
The guests arrive in about 4 hours, and here's the thing. It's half improvisational theater, half game.
Mm-hmm.
All and uh I'll explain more uh when we get closer to the time, but my friends will escort you to the dressing room so you can pick appropriate attires.
We get to play dress up. Oh my goodness.
All right.
Huh.
The spires move forward, by the way.
Oh, okay. Then I think that's the point at which I say, Rouge, could you grab Annika, and we should probably go now.
Yes. All right. And that's it?
Rouge, we should pick out something nice for you. You could meet yourself a very handsome man this evening.
And I lean down and I say, what a fine idea. And I put my arms around her, get right underneath her little arms, and I pick her up and under my arm and I run.
I lift my skirt and run.
All right. Wait. What are you doing?
We're fleeing.
And the
What does it look like?
and the spiders are now rushing towards you.
I stop and I go, we couldn't possibly wait 4 hours. Too long.
All right.
There you go.
Spiders shoot webs at you. What do you do?
I dodge them.
Defy your decks.
Yes.
And
Yes. That sounds
it's you. And what do you do, Yellow, in response to the?
I'm going to keep running.
All right, so that I'm thinking powering through or enduring. Since
Sure.
You're trying to keep up with everyone else.
Yes.
So all right.
So Sherry got what, an 8?
Mm-hmm.
And you got a
10. Yes. Sorry. Yes. Excellent.
I'm a little slowed down, but that's neither here nor there.
Either,
Good luck in a hobbit.
Yeah, you're lugging a hobbit. However, you are going to drop something.
Uh-oh.
So choose.
No!
Either you drop your spear or you drop Annika.
Oh.
Annika, she can walk herself.
To be fair, Annika is probably slapping you right now. Like, what are you thinking? Great oath, unhand me.
I kind of see the thing of what it is that when they do the webs, they've essentially got caught up in her ankles and shoes, you know? And so I sort of turn around and try to, like, I think she's trying to slow me down, and I look and I see she's caught. I have to drop her in order to help her get untangled from this. So I'll essentially put her on the ground as fast as I can. Well, I'll drop her. Okay, I'll drop her. But but I was trying to be helpful when I started. It just got really confused. But I'll whirl around with my spear at that point.
All right.
And Annika at this point, she's just totally like not making the right decisions. She sort of dusts herself off. And she's just kind of walking towards one of the spiders like, oh, I'm so sorry. My companions are so rude and thoughtless. I did not mean for them to do such a... Well, I mean, the spider's probably not.
So yeah,
So, like,
Yellow
I think.
and Rouge are now back at the room with the opening.
I'm like, come on, Annika. We have to go. We didn't bring a
There's a
proper
problem.
hostess gift.
Oh my goodness, you're correct. Where are my
There's a
manners?
problem though.
Manners for,
Oh, what's the
no, what
problem?
is it?
It's too far up.
Oh,
You had to make
fell.
a. You fell.
Yes, I have an idea though.
All right.
The top is still open, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, then I will start shouting up for our dwarven friend Barley. Barley, a rope, a line of sheets, something. My good friend.
We have such tales to tell.
Passcode.
I believe it was
Anything.
3 knocks.
All right, you knocked 3 times, and oh, it's you. Yeah, I'll go get some rope. And he's shuffling, and the spiders are closing in. What do you do?
I stab him in the eye.
Oh,
Magic missile.
You attack the spiders. Yellow.
cry
What?
out in
Roll
fear.
your intelligence.
Okay. And that's the last use of magic missile I'm going to get out. So I do roll an 8, so it does go off.
Yes.
So I rolled 8 last time. What would be the complete opposite of that? 2! Which, in fact, what I rolled.
All right.
That's the magic missile I know and love.
Yes.
Magic missile. You hit you hit the spiders, but they barely take any damage.
Oh.
And yeah, Lady Wildfire is like, oh, interesting. This is going to be very interesting. I'm. You must go to the dressing room immediately. I must say, this is going to be an exciting party.
Nope,
Okay.
Nope.
Okay, and so I pick up Annika at this point and I throw her up above through the door.
This is going to be. There's a danger here, and it is Annika missing and Annika not
Okay.
getting hit by falling again.
Okay.
And by being thrown, basically. So divide in your strength.
Okay. So is that 2d6 plus 2?
Yes.
Oh, a 6. Oh, I smacked her right into the ceiling. I'm so sorry, Annika.
Yeah. Annika, give me a d8 roll, and that's how much damage you take. Ignore armor.
Okay.
Sorry.
So 5.
Ooh.
Tenderizer.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah, Rouge, you miss, and Annika hit, and Annika goes flying in this beautiful hall and falls.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Annika. I was thinking more towards the bad trajectory. Super sorry.
However, the spiders are shooting their webs again.
Remind me to have a discussion with you on the proper geometry of arcs and the proper application of manners.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's a little late for that. Okay. Done past that.
The spiders are throwing their webs again.
Okay. Who needs to dodge? All of us?
Well, it's more That was a miss. So I'm gonna say one of you choose who gets stuck.
Me!
Yes, you. You are
Because
to
I am
distract.
remarkably inefficient, and I fired off that magic missile, and I'm like, yeah, throw her! The wall.
All right. So
Oh, it's in my mouth! Oh, God! Oh, it doesn't taste good. Oh!
Yellow is now covered in spider webs, and
All
he's being dragged by the spiders.
I would like this to not happen. So I think that I will attempt to stop that spider from dragging Yellow away. I
How
will
do you
do
do
this with my spear because I am not the most imaginative of people.
that? Roll that hack and slash.
Okay. Oh my God. It just keeps getting worse. It's the exact same roll I had before. Yeah, the good news is, oh, am I getting experience for this?
Yes, you get experience for its failure.
Oh God. I'm going to be like level 8 before this is done then. Okay. Got it.
The second spider shoots a web at you, and yeah, that's the.
Damn it. I mean, dang it.
You are now
I
stuck.
mean,
You are now
oh,
stuck
I know.
and being dragged away.
Okay.
Annika,
Annika.
what do you do?
You can do it. Save us.
Well, I believe at this point we're beyond diplomacy. First realm we come to is a glorious palace, and we have to go and rough it up like some vagabonds. But, well, when in Rome, and pull out my bow and take a couple shots at these spider butlers.
All right, roll.
Okay. That'll be volley.
Yes. Oh, no.
That's
The good news is,
par for the course.
Lady Faris herself shows up and says, "Please come to the dressing room. There's you don't have to make this any more difficult." And yeah, Barley's taking too long with the rope.
Oh, man, we're never going to get to that hostess gift.
All right. Yeah. All right.
I think it's time for a little dress up.
All right.
Or we could fight the Spider Queen.
Is that what she is?
Well, I mean,
Is she a spider queen?
I think that would be pretty fitting.
Or is she just a spider demon? I mean, I can't tell any rank things here. She's kind of looking around. It's not a tiara. It's no stars. Not like she has extra horns. What are we looking for here?
All right. So, yeah. What do you do? Just
I'm just trying to figure out who we got here. I'm like at Yellow. I'm like, what? Why didn't she want us to come through to start with?
do you want to spout lore?
I want Yellow to spout lore.
That's with intelligence.
I don't know. Let me think.
He's still being dragged a little bit.
Think of all the clues. She's a spider lady. And she has an elf who's going to hold on to the key and give us vague warnings.
I got a 12.
Ooh.
Lady Faris is indeed a spider queen, and she has, when she says improvisational play and dress up and games, you're not sure what she means by that, but expect some Nordic LARP. It is hardcore LARPing pretty much.
Oh, no.
All right. Well, we're going to
Except
bear our
instead-
feelings here in a
instead of-
moment.
Instead of using safety precautions. You use your actual weapons and and you
And the bleed
and
is
people
real.
die.
The bleed is real.
Yes. Oh God.
It's my LARP joke. There you go.
I see. We're probably going to be in some sort of gladiatorial demonstration murder fest.
Okay, that sounds fine. But what was the deal with her not wanting us to come through? I mean, she had an elf lady trying to warn us away.
I don't know anything about this. That's all I know.
All right.
When we get a chance, I will examine the situation when we get a chance.
All right.
I'll put my weapon down and I'll say, Lady Wolfhurst, we are new to your palace, and we are bound to make some breaking of taboos and things. So I hope you'll forgive us for poking your spiders a little indiscriminately. Where we're from, spiders are terrifying. So please forgive us. If we go along with your request, can we expect to be free from reprisal?
If you accept my request, I will let you go back.
Well, I mean, that seems pretty fair, fellows.
Okay. Sure. That we'll definitely hear this out, and yes.
And if there's one thing you can be assured of, it is that Rouge is utterly guileless. If
It's
she
true,
agrees to-
whatever that means.
there's certainly no ulterior motives behind her agreement. She is wholeheartedly in this 100%, as am I.
All right.
And Yellow, do you need a hand, fellow? You still
I just kind of would
Well,
like to
they're
not have
both
a
being
spider
dragged.
all over me. Yep. Anytime.
Okay. So, quick question as we come up to the gladiatorial combat section of our story.
Yeah.
I had forgotten to ask this, but what sort of a time period were you imagining for this game?
I have no idea. I came in here with no idea of what I was doing, honestly. So,
Oh, I mean, like, how
can-
long did you expect to play? Not like
oh,
what medieval era. Yeah.
it was 3 hours. It's a 3-hour game.
Okay. Cool.
I thought you meant that.
Is this like later medieval, War of the Roses? Like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
I would need to know
that's what
something
you
about the armor designing here.
In this, alternate plane of reality.
Yeah. Let's skip 4 hours ahead. Let's start with Annika. What clothes do you pick out, and what weapons do you pick out?
So, what weapons we pick out?
It was a big dressing room, so basically anything's available.
Oh. Maybe this lady isn't quite half bad. I mean, look at these things they have. Look at this crossbow is rather unique. I mean, look at the inlay on this one here. Oh.
Oh, do you want the fluffy wings? She's got wings.
Oh, I do rather fancy myself a bit of a fairy. But
And there's also weapons you don't quite recognize,
oh.
and ancient weapons as well. It's all sorts of weapons and clothes and different time periods as well. The clothing and weapons as well. Yes.
Well, if there's one piece of my kit that doesn't quite match the rest of my finery, it's this unfortunately rather ragged bow I have. It's something I had as a child. It's sort of sentimental. I just throw it behind me, pick up this very nice ornamented bow with nice carved work on it. Very fine.
Rouge.
All right. So I've kind of seen how this is going. So I think what I do is I'm definitely not going to trade my spear because I know it backwards and forwards, and if I'm going to kill anything, I need it. But I am going to wrap it up so it looks extra fancy. So I'm going to find like a feather boa. I'm going to wrap that around it. Exactly. And yeah, and you know what? And then once I get into that, I'm going to go, what I want to make it is for them hard to tell where I start and end. So I'm going to do some things like wings that are pretty light stuff. So if they get torn off and stuff, but it's still something they might swing at. I'll give myself a little tail that sticks out, and I'll wear some chiffon that swings around, but all of it tear away. My whole thing is if I'm going to get in a fight, I want every advantage I can have. And if there's something I can dip my spear tip in to make it extra poisonous, I'll go for it.
All right. And yellow.
I think I just sit down and spend my time desperately reworking through my spell book to re-prepare my stuff. Not really caring about outfits or anything like that. If they put a scarf on me or swap out my hat, I'm not paying that much attention. As they play dress up, and I'm just trying to oh god, well, okay, magic did it, and I can do this. No, and all I have is this, and this is all I know. We're all gonna die. So that's
All
my
right.
thing.
Yeah, you get your spells back.
Right.
Because 4 hours, plenty of time to do so. And if you
Excellent.
lost any hit points, recover them as well.
Yay!
Oh, good. Awesome.
Yeah, this counts as making camp. Let's just say that.
All right. That sounds perfect.
All right. So, time for the big event.
Yes.
You, your clothing. I'm guessing you all got fancier clothing except for yellow, right?
Yes. We got him spats first and foremost, so that his shoes look really good. Let's see here. I'm a little uncertain about the hats, though. I've heard that demon hats sometimes reanimate and start, eating you. So,
Well, yes, but they're at the height of fashion this year, don't you know?
how about something that even he can wrestle off, like maybe a beret then?
Oh, yes. Rather timeless.
Yeah, exactly.
As long as it's jaunty.
Yeah, this is jaunty.
he's like, says over his shoulder, like he's back to the.
But yeah. So,
yeah, and an awesome sash. I think that's it.
So, the spiders lead you to the main area where you'll be having this improvisational theater game. And you see a huge, typical red demon, smaller, humanoid, and human-sized man in some armor. And you see Lady Paris.
Ugh,
And they're all dressed up in weird clothing.
really?
Yeah.
This is going to be uncomfortable. I can tell already.
And it's positioned where they're all in one group opposing us, or are they like?
Well, they were setting up. You can see they were setting up, and the guy in the armor says, "Really? I thought it was gonna be sci-fi."
We chose a genre? I had no idea.
The more we weren't told. This seems like badly organized.
Says the red one. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I guess let's continue. We are late anyway, so. And then he pulls out this massive sword
Okay.
and says, "Lay on!" As he swings at you. What do you do?
Okay. So this is like a buffer larp, right? Okay, so I'm like, I put my sword up, my shield up, but I seriously intend to stop it if I can. Okay.
Oh yeah, definitely. That sounds like defying your con.
Okay. All right. I got a 10.
All right, you block the blow with your shield.
Right.
And
Now, is it a strong, hard blow or is it a buffer blow?
it is strong and hard.
Okay. And so then even afterwards, though, I hit my my shield to make it sound like he hit my shield, even though he actually hit my shield. So I still do this.
Yes.
It's street rules, Yellow. You could put away those beanbags.
Magic missile. Magic missile. Magic.
So you're gonna actually cast a magic missile?
No, actually, I think what I'm going to do is, I think I am going to turn Annika invisible.
All right, roll.
Okay, I go Annika. Boom.
Uh,
And let's see if it works.
Let's see if it works.
My hope is this will give her an advantage of some kind.
Right.
Well, boxcar, so it's a 14.
Wow. She's super invisible.
Yeah. You see the man in the armor now lift one of those weird weapons. It's a gun, by the way. It's like a futuristic gun. And he says, Lord Esper, we are now engaging in combat with these infidels.
Oh, infidels, okay.
And then he points the gun at Yellow.
I drop. If it looks like it's a missile weapon, I drop.
Yes, roll the fight on your dex.
Okay, I believe that is me rolling 2d6 plus 0. That's a 4.
Sorry, you
Oh
take.
no.
Let's say you take a D8, ignoring armored.
D8. Okay.
Yeah.
2. Ow!
Yeah, it is a laser weapon.
Okay.
That stings.
So yes, it stings.
I think he got his
And-
first piercing. Sorry.
And Annika, you see all this happen. What do you do?
Oh, well, is there a crowd around us? Is this like a gladiatorial arena?
No, it just seems to be the three demons.
Well, I think it's so much for flash and finery. I think it's about time we get down to brass tacks, boys and girls.
Okay.
And I'll start pulling arrows from my quiver, and I'm just gonna start. First thing I go for this fellow with the gun thing because
Yes.
that
looks
seems
dangerous.
pretty dangerous. Yes.
Yes, that looks very dangerous. Yes. Give me a volley. Actually, don't even roll. Let's ignore the roll because you're invisible, right?
Oh, well, you cast the invisibility upon me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
So we can rewind and say you want to do something else if you can do
Sorry,
something else
that-
if you wanted.
That had cut out on my headphones there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's
Yes.
okay. So yeah, I think that's what I'll do. I'll just sort of like circle around and fire from behind. Yeah. So you just roll damage, or
Yes, that is a
I think I'm a D8.
well. Backstab is with a melee weapon. So it doesn't trigger that. Um, you can
Well, here's what I'll do. Here's what I'll do. Now
you can deal your
knowing,
damage. You can deal your damage though.
I was gonna say now knowing now that I'm invisible, I have 3 doses of this oil of Khajiit, which puts them to sleep if they're stuck with it. So I'm gonna dip my arrow in there and fire that at him.
All right. So yeah, you do it. He falls asleep.
Yes. I go invisibility for the win.
It's a light sleep, and
Invisibility for the
and-
win.
and this is the one in armor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, roll your damage.
Okay. Because I should see if it'll pierce his armor, shouldn't I?
Yeah, exactly.
If not.
Nice.
Yes, it pierces through his armor. He falls
4.
asleep. And the big guy
That's you
says,
said?
the big guy says, and Rolfan, why are you even in this? And he takes another swing at Rouge.
Me? Yes. Awesome.
Yes.
All right. I am going to shield block it again.
All right.
Okay. So, because I got a follow-up plan regardless of what happens.
All right.
Here's my... I got a 12.
Yes.
Nice.
All right.
All right.
So,
You do so, and what's your follow-up plan?
and essentially, as he's stepping forward to swing at me, I'm doing the sword here, but I'm actually throwing my lantern oil right below his foot to try to get him to slip. I am trying to set him at a disadvantage. I don't know what I roll for that, but that is what I wish to do.
Let's say because you rolled so well, you do it.
Oh, yay! I love this game. Okay.
So he stumbles a bit, and you have an opening.
All right. I'm going to take my spear of piercing and to bring it up. Well, I can describe it, but first I need to roll to see how well it goes. But he's getting my spear in as much of his face as I can do.
All right, go ahead.
All right. Whoa. An 8.
All right. You're going to deal your damage.
Yes. Okay, so I'll roll that. And I know that there will be a price.
Yes.
So it is. So 7 points of damage.
Nice.
Yeah, he's badly hurt. He
Oh,
is
good.
going to stumble
And
back,
Okay.
but Lady Wolfaris is going to touch you, and you feel something going down your arm.
I go, oh, okay.
and
That seems kind of questionable here, Lady Welfaris, but okay, it's your game. What is it, like poison?
It feels there's a it feels like a web going down your arm, but it hurts.
Okay.
Give me a D10 damage on you.
Sure. I can do this.
Ignore armor because it is touch.
A 1.
You take 1.
Okay. Ow.
All
I
right.
pretend like it really hurts, though. I pretend like it's the worst.
Yeah.
But quietly.
Yeah. Yellow.
So the gentleman fell back, has oil on him. He looks injured. That is the point at which I go, magic missile.
All right. Which one? The one that's asleep, or the one that's reeling back?
The one that's reeling back with the oil on him.
All right.
All right. Nope.
Hmm. So here's what's going to happen. Your magic missile works. It seems to the it whizzes past the demon, but cracks of reality seem to open and open
Oh, it's
and
coming back my way, isn't it?
no, it just opened a dimension door.
Okay. Note to self: don't do that again.
The goodness is it seems to be a more recognizable place.
Okay. I distrust this, but fair enough.
And by recognizable, I mean you recognize it from the painting.
Oh, good.
Oh, maybe the elf lady can come through and escape with us.
The elf it's basically the background from the elf lady's painting. So,
Right.
She's not going to be
So is
happy.
all right. So, Annika.
So Annika will still be circling around, and she gets to the point
Well,
where she is.
You're no longer invisible because the
Okay.
spell wears off after you attack.
I'm hoping that with the commotion and especially this new portal opening, that at least that she'll be, hopefully, maybe a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
under
Yeah.
realized or whatever.
Yeah.
I want to position myself behind Lady Welfaris and shove her into the rip.
All right. Let's say you do it.
Okay.
Yeah, she's not noticing you. Um, so yeah, she goes to the portal, and the portal cracks a bit, and you see um spiders start to go up the trees in the background in the that area of the painting, and the rift
Woohoo!
starts
The palace is
closing.
mine!
It starts closing the rift.
Ah.
All right. What do you do, Rouge?
Let's see here. Well, I've got the advantage now. I have to take advantage of it. I think the tactic that I am taking is stab, 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 stab. Oh,
Who are you stabbing?
the guy that's fallen and that I've done some damage to. It seems like we're supposed to finish him, so I will do my darndest.
All right.
Does that seem reasonable?
Yeah. Go ahead and roll the hack and slash.
Okay. An 8.
All right. You finish him off,
Oh, okay.
and the rift closes completely. The sleeping man finally wakes up, and what's going on?
The party went to the patio. He's
Really?
drunk. Yeah.
And then he starts walking towards some direction.
Okay. I just let him go. I'm like,
Yes.
okay, quick. We got about like 3 minutes here to like loot the place and see if Barley's finally thrown the rope down.
You do so. Barley. Barley threw the rope down finally.
Yay! Do we find any good loot though?
Yes, you find a lot of loot. Describe it.
Ooh. Let's see here. 1, I find a beautiful jeweled bride dress. It was in the costume thing. So it's all
Yes.
covered with real gems and glittery pieces, and it's amazing.
All right.
All right. How about you, Yellow?
I find wizard outfits that are like a real wizardy outfits. Like they got the sparkles and the little moons on them, and they move
Foil
around and all
stars.
that kind of stuff. And they glow, when you turn the light off and all that stuff. And
Oh, and in their cuffs are written all the cheat codes for spells.
yes, ooh, yes, whoa.
Yes. And
That's what I
Onyx.
find.
I find a little tiara that, when worn, allows the bearer to control spiders a little bit. But like, if you're not super good at it, you're probably not commanding like huge monstrous tarantulas. But maybe like a little spider would go away.
All right. And you are back at Barley's basement. Or
Yeah.
in Barley's basement. Barley staring at the painting, though.
Oh, we look in. Hey,
Uh,
Barley, what's
yeah,
up?
the painting is now. Before it was kind of sunny, kind of all right. Now it's swampy. It was a forest before, and now it's swampy and dreary and full of spiders.
Ooh. Is the
Barley.
elf lady there still?
This
Doesn't seem to
painting
be
is
there.
killing the ambiance in this room. The vibe is totally off. You should take that down. That's horrible.
Yeah,
If you say so. And he puts the painting in a box and labels it throughout later in Dwarvish.
We lock the thing and we tell them about the stupid LARP that they made us go through.
All right. And
We didn't even get a debrief.
yes. All right. So yes, you make it out of the dungeon. And Barley lets you out. He pays you the 10 gold.
Bonus.
And yeah. Let's do a quick roses and thorns then.
All right.
Sure.
All right. Who wants to start?
Let's see here. I had a good time, Maria, and I think that's always the thing that I have to start at. I had a good time. We were a little jokesy, and you rolled with it really well. And I enjoyed that because we didn't throw you off too much, so that was a lot of fun. So thank you.
Thank you. All right.
I don't have thorns. I have 2 suggestions.
All right.
And these are from experience. A little ways into it, you got really comfortable and you were calling on us. You're going, okay, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? At the beginning, you were a little more fuzzy about that. You were like, okay, what's everybody doing? I think it's especially with a game like this, it's really strong to start by calling names right at the start because that sets the mode. That's something I learned.
All right.
Because you got into it, and once you did it, everything, because online you have to be much more herding cats. It's so obnoxious. I hate it. Sometimes it kills me. Where I'm having to run roughshod. The other thing is, I think you could have offloaded some of the stuff, especially with Dungeon World, on us by using the "and what does that look like?" question a few more times. Because I'll tell you, when I get stuck and when I'm like, okay, what am I going to do next? That's the question I'm throwing at people. And it is the cheat code for GMing online. I'm going to tell you that right now. It honestly is. If you say, okay, and what does that look like? Players will go, oh, I'll tell you. And then you get a chance to catch your breath.
So basically do that after a move? Or after they do a move, or after I do a move, or when?
Well, after you do a move, say, okay, well, he's going to hit you. What does that look like? Or, if they say, I'm going to make an attack, okay, describe to me what that looks like. Anytime you want to let them have a chance, throw that in, because that's one of the most fun parts about Dungeon World, and I think it deepens the experience. and makes it easier for you for me as a GM. So that'd be it. That'd be the two things I'd say.
Oh yeah, and especially because I think descriptions are a thing I'm weak at. So that's a good suggestion. I like it. Thank you.
Yeah, because I always forget to describe shit. I'll be like, oh, I probably should have told them how big the room is, or what if they're in a room, or that there are trees. So.
Yes, I did forget to mention descriptions. That I do that as well. Mike.
Well, first, Thorn, I'll get out of the way. I'm so sorry about the technical issues.
That's fine. That's fine.
That's rough with Hangouts. Like you're already trying to work with the online environment, and when that's getting your way, I'm sorry about that. Roses for me, I think one of the most fun times I had, because this was a very fun session. I really enjoyed when you opened up the table, say, tell us more about dwarves and tell us more about elves. I think that added a lot of richness to the story, and that's what's cool about Dungeon World is you can kind of like it rests on tropes, but at any time you can throw out a whole set of them and say, now what do you think it should be like? And that's really fun for me. So Thorn-wise, I think I just wanted even more of that. Especially at the very beginning, I liked the dungeon trailer sort of technique of like, hey, what's a room? How'd you get through that? And, go ahead and showcase how you used your talents to overcome that so we can know a little bit more about you. I like a few more questions at the beginning to get us to know a little bit more about you, like where are you from, or what do you hope to accomplish, sort of things like that, or even just follow-ups like, oh, you're looking for a husband. What are some ideal traits you'd like to see in that, or something like that?
Let me tell you. I'm sorry.
Well, get your post-it notes out. But I think too, like if you're concerned about being stymied at some point during the game, if you have more information from people, you can kind of think back to those questions you asked and like springboard off of that, and say, oh, well then this thing that you kind of talked about shows up because you already kind of goal posted that. So that would be my feedback.
Yeah. I agree. Thank you.
I gotta jump into my roses here. So there are two things. One, I love the LARP thing at the end.
Yeah,
that came out of left field. I didn't see that coming, and you did that, and it ran, and I loved it. And I think I'm in love with the moment when the little dwarf came in. That you took that and you went, okay, well, even the littlest. Oh God, I was like, okay, that's the best thing ever. That's just awesome. So loved that. Those two moments, double thumbs up for me on that.
Mm-hmm. It was good. You rolled really well. And, I think one of the things is the first, when you were asking me what Powered by the Apocalypse, the first game of Powered by the Apocalypse I played was The Warren, and it was run by a woman named Renee Knipe. And she did the thing where whenever something happened and she wanted to reframe it, she just stopped and, took that moment. And I do think that if ever you feel like you're rushed or something like that, to kind of go, yeah, you can take that deep breath in that moment. Your players are going to be cool with it, Maria. So, kind of give yourself a little Zen space if you feel like you need it.
Yeah.
So, but the 5-minute time for the break was a good time to kind of think things up. And that's always a good thing to do when you do a segue to something new.
Yeah.
So that was really well
Especially
done.
when it's jumping to planar, dungeon, like, okay.
And I agree with that. And thank you all for participating. And
It was fun.
I hope to see you some other time.
And you're gonna run some stuff, right?
Right.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Good.
Okay. If you have any other questions, technical stuff, anything like that, any of us you can hit up.
Mm-hmm.
We're on it.
Yeah.
If you need another player, you can hit us up. Okay.
All right. Cool.
Okay.
I'm gonna stop the broadcast now.
Okay.
Okay.